Hey everyone, this is Rabdiusball Animation Bliss, and welcome to another anime discussion series. So today's anime discussion I'll be talking about today is, has there been too many reboots lately? And the person who recommended me this topic video was Cartoon Fanatic over at Discord. So you can check out the link to his Discord account in the comments below, in the description below. And before I get into this topic video, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I could get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of anime news released during the week that we wanted to cover. So those will be considered special videos. And every Monday, we will have the top 15 animated facts series. We'll go over 15 facts about animated series that was suggested by the viewers. So tune in every Mondays for those. So now let's get into this topic video. Has there been too many reboots lately? In my personal opinion, yes. I think there's a lot of reboots lately. I wouldn't be so upset about all these reboots happening. Like for example, I wouldn't have been so upset about Muppet Babies reboot happening if I didn't just go over the fact that we're going to have an Animaniacs reboot series coming up, or the fact that there was going to be a She-Ra reboot series coming up. You could check out my videos on those reboots in the past videos. But anyway, I feel like we're getting a lot of reboots lately, and it's kind of becoming overkill at this point. It seems like every time there's like a one new show that gets a reboot, there's always an announcement for another show to get a reboot. Like so far this decade, we have like several reboots going on. Like we have the DuckTales reboot, we have the Powerpuff Girls reboot, we have the Ben 10 reboot. We also have news of Animaniacs and Muppet Babies and She-Ra all getting reboots during this decade. And I feel like it's getting to that point where it's becoming overkill. Like it feels like we're just getting reboots for the sake of reboots. And then also we can't forget the live action remakes of the Disney movies like Beauty and the Beast and Jungle Book and Cinderella and all those. So yeah, I feel like that we're just getting too many reboots lately, and some of these shows don't even need reboots. Like I felt like with the Powerpuff Girls reboot, for example, they did it a little too early, because the Powerpuff Girls hasn't been around that long. Like I think it ended around 2006, so the fact that they're giving a reboot in 2016 was kind of like, oh, you just waited like 10 years after the original series to give it a reboot when it hasn't even been around that long. And then same thing with Ben 10, except worse, I think, because Ben 10 premiered in the mid 2000s, and now Ben 10 is getting a reboot too in just 10 years. So, why give a reboot to Ben 10 so soon? And then there's also the announcement of the news about Animaniacs getting a reboot, and then Muppet Babies getting a reboot. And it's just so many news about reboots going on, and I can understand Hollywood wants to make money off of these older properties because they did so well. And there's also a good thing about some of these reboots is that at least it gives the new generation a chance to check out these shows and see why they were so important back in the 90s or back in the 80s or whatever decade they came out of. But at the same time, it's like you kind of question yourself, do we really need these reboots in the first place? I mean, the original series was good on its own and it still stands to this very day. So do we really need a reboot? And I felt that way with Animaniacs because I felt like, well, that show was pretty special to the 90s. So, do we really need a reboot of Animaniacs? Do we really need a show that would make fun of jokes in the 2010s when we got plenty of adult cartoons that does about the same thing? But yeah, that's just my opinion about Animaniacs as a whole. But some people might feel differently about it. But that's how I feel about reboots as a whole, or reboots going on right now, is that we're getting way too many of them, and I feel like we need some breathing room, or we need some space from all these reboots. Not all shows really need a reboot, and if you just get a select few of shows to get a reboot, stuff like that, that wouldn't be so bad. Or at least wait 30 years until the original series aired and then do the reboot, so it wouldn't feel like we're just doing this reboot because we have to, or because we're trying to make money off of it. And they can run the risk of forgetting why the original series was popular in the first place, because they want to push out that reboot so fast. They kind of overlook a few things from the original, and the reboot ends up becoming bad. And that's how, for example, that's how a lot of people felt about the Powerpuff Girls reboot. And I'm not sure about the Ben 10 reboot. I think I heard some people said it was bad and some people said it was good, so I'm not sure about the Ben 10 reboot. But overall, yeah, I think we are getting a lot of reboots, and I'm hoping they slow down with the reboots, or at least try to allow the shows to stand out around for 30 years before doing a reboot. So, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think we're getting a lot of reboots lately? And do you think that we need some space from the reboots? Please feel free to comment below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also like our Facebook page. And also support us through Patreon so we can continue to push out more videos for this channel. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbi's Blog Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.